Greetings of Elijah SUNCARD 19 and welcome back to my channel. Today's readings are based on healing a relationship with a close loved one. What I want you to do is, as I lay the piles, I want you to focus on the pile and choose the one that's most appropriate for you. Get the one that grabs your attention. Okay, here we go. Indigo Child Quartz. Amethyst cluster, black tektite, smoky quartz. Okay, so just take a moment, focus on the pile that calls to you, the one that you believe is the proper reading for you to, and the information you need at this time. Okay, here we go. The Indigo Child Quartz. Here's your reading. All right, so here we're focused on healing a relationship with a loved one. First here we have the Nine of Pentacles. This card indicates that you're very likely a very independent person, someone who's not likely to lean on other people, someone who's not likely to want a lot of help from other people. You'd rather do things on your own, do things your own way. And so because you're so independent, then it leads us to this Lover's card where someone wants to feel like there's a codependency in a relationship. They want to feel like they're important. And sometimes they don't get a chance to feel important because you never really ask for help. And you may be willing to help them, but you don't want to be helped. And so it creates like a one-sided relationship because you're never in a situation where you are willing to be helped. And that sort of puts the other person on the lower hand at all times. So if you're willing to connect with this person, and I get this feeling this person is a little bit older than you. So this could be a sibling, it could be a parent. And this person, like you've built the independence from this person so much that you really don't need them for anything other than maybe friendship and love, but you don't really need them to help you with things in life. And that's sort of created a divide between your relationship because it's not reciprocal. Like you're willing to help this person, but you don't want this person to help you for whatever reason. And that creates a boundary, that creates sort of a gap in the relationship because you sort of feel like, well, as long as I keep this person at I don't keep them too close to me and I never ask them for anything, then our relationship is always going to stay a certain way. And so, but if you want to improve this relationship, you want to really make it like a functional relationship, then make it a two-way street. The lesson here you're learning here, this Page of Pentacles reversed, is the need to learn a lesson. And so the lesson here to me is how to reciprocate with this person. I get a feeling like you don't like to reciprocate with them for some reason, whatever the reason may be. You sort of feel like you always want to be on the upper hand. Like for some reason, you just can't let them have the upper hand at all. You can't let them be in a place where they've helped you or be in a place where they've done something for you. And it's almost like you're like, I don't want them to ever be able to hold anything against me or to be able to hold stuff like, where I don't want to ever feel like I owe this person something because they're going to throw it back in my face. And to me, that's sort of a lack of trust in this person because you might be able to allow them to help you and allow them to be there for you, especially even if you're going to get vulnerable, and they might really not throw it up in your face. And that leads us here to this Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands has a lot to do with having courage. And so you can still be an independent woman, or not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to be an independent woman. You can still be an independent person and be strong in your life and your convictions, but also allow yourself to be helped. And so even the people who are at the most top upper levels in life, they're allowed to be helped by other people. So they don't have this sort of feeling like, I don't want anyone to help me because then I'm going to feel like I owe them something. And don't worry about that. Some people in your life really just want to help you. and they want to help you, and they just want to give to you, and they don't necessarily want to hold it against you or feel like there's a grudge or there's like a sense of, okay, now they owe me, or the only reason they made it is because I helped them. And so a lot of people aren't like that. Some people are really genuine helpers, and they want to feel like they just helped you along the way, and that they're not going to take credit for your success. They're not going to take credit for the work that you've done in life. So I feel like if you're going to repair this relationship with this person, the sibling, maybe even an aunt or a parent, if you're going to repair the relationship, it's about being reciprocal, allowing this person to help you and you can help them, and not having the sense of like they're going to hold this against you. The sense of that feeling of, I don't want them to do anything for me because I know they're going to throw it back in my face. And the truth is, that may never happen. They may not really be that type of person, and they're not looking to score points against you so that they can use them later. They may really just be genuinely interested in helping you and help you to get to where you need to go in life. So I would loosen up a little bit, be willing to communicate and share responsibilities with this person so that you're in a situation where you're much more reciprocal. You're someone who can give and take and be willing to give and take again, so that you actually end up helping each other and you receive help instead of always being the one who gets help. So when things get much more reciprocal in your relationship, I feel like it will help repair it, and it will allow you to take this relationship to the next level. And a bigger lesson here, learning here for you is a way to allow reciprocal energy into your life without feeling like other people are going to hold it against you. I'm Elijah SUNCARD 19. Thanks for letting me read for you. Many blessings, love and light. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and share this video with other people. Have a good one. Peace. Okay, here we go. This is the Amethyst Cluster reading. How to repair and rebuild a relationship with someone who's very close to you. Okay, first here we have the Seven of Cups reversed. This card is a sense of looking outward and sort of always thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. This card makes you think like, other people's families are happier than ours. Other people's friendships are better than ours. Other people have better relationships than me or me and my friends, okay? This is the card of thinking that everyone else's life is somehow better, or people have a life easier than your own. And the truth of the matter is, you just don't know what people are dealing with. And when people can smile all day long, but they could be dealing with a lot of trouble and a lot of internal battles that you don't know about. So what this card tells me is like, be in a situation where don't always assume that other people or other friends or work coworkers or whoever in your life, don't always assume that they have a great life just because it may seem like it, or they put on a good show. They may not be in as great a situation as you may think. Up next here we have the Three of Pentacles. So what that says to me is your relationship with your family and the people who are really, really close to you may actually be better than you think, but you're too busy comparing it to other people, okay? All right, here we go. This Three of Pentacles, this card has a lot to do with building and thinking long-term and incorporating people into your plans, okay? So what I would say here is, don't necessarily think that you have to think long-term and be able to accomplish your goals and you don't need anybody. And it's like, I'm going to do this all by myself. And so you don't have to do that. You don't have to be that type of person. Be more inclusive. Look for ways to grow and build and develop in a group setting, as a group, instead of an individual person. So if you have some people in your family or like a close friend or a sibling, even a parent, who you sort of do a really good job of keeping them out of your business, but they're not necessarily harmful to you for some reason, what I would say is go out your way to include them. Bring them into your life. Be a leader here. Be someone who's going to go and take someone who you don't have like the best relationship with, but you don't have a bad relationship either. Just sort of maybe a neutral relationship, and then be in a situation where you go and sort of bring them closer to you. So if there's someone in your life who you're not fussing with, you're not fighting with, but you don't really talk to and don't have a big, genuine, a great relationship with. It's that person who's just sort of in between. You're not fighting, but not hanging out either. Find that person in your life and just sort of be willing to go and bring them closer to you, okay? And that brings us to the Page of Swords, the Page of Swords is about turning over a new leaf and starting a new way of communicating with somebody. So what I would say is call this person. Be willing to go out your way and do something with them. Sort of invite them somewhere, maybe a lunch or hang out. Invite them over your home, whatever you got to do. But sort of be willing to go out your way and bring this person closer to your life. I feel like there's a great benefit here. And last, we have the Ten of Wands reversed. And this card has a lot to do with just sort of giving with not expecting anything in return. And so as you develop your relationship with this person and rebuild it and sort of take it to another level and make it a much better relationship instead of maybe a neutral relationship, you're actually taking it up to a positive relationship, something that's healthy and beneficial, taking this relationship and actually making it grow and develop. So being willing to give to this person without seeking anything in return. And once you can just give and give and give, it's actually going to feel better, and you're actually going to maybe like it a little bit more the more you give to this person. So I just feel like there's like a real neutral relationship in your life somewhere. Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a close friend, but someone who's just sort of been neutral lately. There's something that you haven't been really building a relationship with lately. And so this is someone you can really tweak with and tweak this relationship so that it goes from someone who's just kind of in your life, or maybe had played a better role a long time ago, but they're kind of in your life, someone you don't talk to regularly, but you have a good relationship with them. But I feel like you can actually bring that person closer to you, and you guys can build a better relationship and take it to the next level. And if you put yourself in the state of giving, you put yourself in the state of service, you just, giving to this person, just trying to help them in whatever way you can without asking for anything in return, then I feel like you'll be in a situation where you could really, really blossom this relationship and watch it grow. And it could be something special instead of just sort of something neutral. So overall, I feel like you can build with this person, go out your way, call them, seek them, not in a needy, thirsty kind of way, but in a, hey, I'd like to have a better relationship with you kind of way. And you don't even have to say it. You can just sort of behave like that. Like you just start to call them, start to, hey, you want to hang out, whatever the case may be. But take this person from neutral to great. And I feel like you can do that with a little bit of effort, phone call too, and just be willing to serve and help this person and not ask for anything in return. I'm Elijah SUNCARD 19. Thanks for letting me read for you. Many blessings, love and light. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, comment, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to share this with friends. Have a good one. Peace. Greetings, I'm Elijah SUNCARD 19, and here's the reading. Those who chose the black tektite. Okay, the question is, how can you repair or rebuild a relationship with someone that you're close to? Okay, up first here we have the Three of Wands reversed. To me, this indicates this is someone who you feel like wasn't willing to go on a journey with you. And so there's sort of I get a sense of resentment, because this is someone who, when you wanted to improve your life, when you wanted to do things differently, when you wanted to go to the next level and change and develop, or whatever the case may be, they just weren't willing to go and take that ride with you. And so you sort of feel like they left you behind, or they were willing to be left behind and allow you to grow and develop in your life and get better, and they just didn't want to go with you for some reason. So you sort of feel like they just sort of left you to go on your own. And it sort of make you feel like a little bit of resentment, but also a little bit like lonely a little bit. So that's a situation where just understand, in this Two of Pentacles reverse here is the same idea, that I just get a feeling like they weren't ready to go with you, and they weren't ready to take that leap. So whatever big change you went through, whatever things you did in your life to improve your life, to get better, the Three of Wands reversed that's the card saying that you were ready to go on the journey, but they weren't. The Two of Pentacles reversed says that their life may have been much more chaotic and less stable than you may have realized. And so they're someone who they may have just been doing the best they could with what they had at the time. And they just didn't have the opportunity to be there for you because they needed to be there for themselves at that time. So you were growing, you were going on your stages and doing what you had to do to get to the next level. But they were where they were, fixing and developing and working on their own life. And I feel like they just weren't available. They weren't able to take that leap with you. So it leads us to the Star card. The Star card has a lot to do with healing. It's about return to the ground. It's about sort of going back to the basics in a relationship. And so this Star card to me has to do with going back and just rekindling this relationship and saying, hey, I know it may be a situation where I left, I went on, I did these things, I improved my life, I gave up some vices, I may have went to school, I may have, practiced martial arts or whatever the case may be. I was ready and I was already on this path of improving my life, but you weren't ready to take that ride with me. You weren't really ready to do that with me. I would have loved for you to go along that journey with me, but you weren't ready and you didn't want to go. And so because you weren't ready, I'm now back to a place where I understand that your life may have been just chaotic at the time. You just didn't have it to give. And so what happens is the Star card is sort of the rebuilding. It's also a card about just forgiveness. And it's a card that brings back understanding, okay? Brings the relationship back to the ground level. Which leads us to this Moon card reverse, which says that there's a lot more things going on in their life than you know about. So there's a lot. It's like you just really don't know what you don't know. And I feel like whoever this person is in your life, there's much more to them than they hold on the surface. This is someone who may have a lot of deep inner stuff that they're dealing with, and they haven't let you know that. They haven't kept you a part of that conversation. And so because there's so much more to them, there's much more depth to them and what they may be going through than you actually realize. So I feel like this would be a great time for you to sort of come to them with a state of understanding instead of a state of like just being mad at them because they weren't really ready to grow and develop at the rate that you were going, and they didn't want to do things that you were doing. But I feel like they're still battling with these sort of turbulences and things in their life. So I feel like they're going through more than what they're actually leading on. They haven't really told you the whole story. So I feel like until you humble yourself and go back to that sort of beginning state where you're like, you know what, I'm willing to sort of rebuild this relationship and get back on track and develop it and grow and help it, because I'm back to a place of humility, and I'm now at a place of understanding where, you know what, let me hear your side of the story, because for all this time, I just believed that you didn't want to grow with me. And really what it was is you were dealing with your own issues. So now I'm here, I'm listening. Let me in. What's going on? Talk to me. Let me know a little bit about the inner workings of your life and your mind so that I can be of service to you. And that leads us here to the 8 of Swords. And I just get a feeling this person's much more trapped than what they want to tell you. They may not be willing to really come out and express to you how sort of trapped and stuck that they really feel and they may really be. And so I feel like and the only way you're going to reach this person and rebuild this relationship is if you show up in a state of humility and a state of service and being willing to listen and be non-judgmental so that you can be there to help this person. Because if you show up with a Superman cape on, they're going to smell that a mile away. But if you show up as someone who's just a helping hand, someone who's going to be there for them and sit next to them and maybe sort of join the journey with them and be there with them and help them, then I feel like you have a chance to help, to be there and have a chance to allow them to grow and develop and really open up, and you get a glimpse into this person's real deeper inner life, and then you'll be able to help them. So they weren't able to go for the ride with you. They weren't able to go on the journey that you went on. But now this is a chance for you to go back and help them get to the next level by being a part of their journey and being a part of their healing. But you got to be humble. You got to be willing to help. And you definitely got to be patient. I'm Elijah, SUNCARD 19. Thanks for letting me read for you. Many blessings, love and light. Be sure to hit the thumbs up, Make sure you comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. Have a good one. Peace. Greetings and Melodic SUNCARD 19, and this is the reading for those who chose the Smoky Quartz. Here we go. We are looking for advice on how to heal a relationship with someone you're close to, maybe a sibling, a parent, or a close friend. But this is a relationship that is in need of repair. Okay, here we go. Here we have the Seven of Swords reversed, and this is a card about mistrust. So there's something that this person did in your past who you have a reasonable reason to not trust this person. So they may have betrayed you in some kind of way. They may have done something wrong. They may have violated your trust. And so you just flat out don't trust them right now. And this card indicates that something really did happen. So it's not fake. It's not like it's just a feeling I have. It's like, no, this is something that's real. Something that really happened. And the biggest thing I feel like is time to acknowledge that with this person. Say, look, you did something wrong, or this relationship went wrong for X, Y, Z reasons, but you're still a person in my life. Like, you're just somebody I'm not necessarily going to be able to get rid of. And I don't necessarily want to get rid of you, but I also want you to know that you hurt me. And I didn't like that. I didn't appreciate the things that you did. I didn't like what you did, and I would have preferred if it didn't happen, but there's nothing we can do about that now. So next we have the Magician card. And so this card is a card for you to stand up bold with your chest out and say, I was hurt, but now I have to forgive you. And I'm not forgiving you for you, I'm forgiving you for me, for my own healing. And the only way that you're going to get to this place of healing is if you forgive the person for your own sake. Not necessarily because you feel like that's something weak or something that, like, you forgiving somebody is like sort of a weak move, or it's like, they're going to take advantage of me again because I forgave them. But more so, it's about your own healing. It's about your own health and your own relationship with people, that you're able to forgive people who may have done something wrong to you for your own sake, not for their sake. And that leads us to the Two of Swords. This card is the crossroad card. It says, look, you're going to be faced with this situation. As you start to rekindle this relationship and rebuild this relationship, you are going to have to face whatever happened dead on and say, I'm either going to hide it back, I'm going to repress it and push it back down, or I'm actually going to face it, talk about it, and heal it. Okay? And this Two of Swords says, you're going to have to go through it to heal it. You're not going to be able to ignore it. You're not going to be able to act like it didn't happen. You're not going to be able to sort of just push it under and sort of sweep it under the rug. This is like the Two of Swords here saying, go through it, talk about it, get the emotions back, bring it back up, and go through the details. Let the person know why you feel like they may have hurt you or upset you, and for whatever reason, you're not, you haven't been able to forgive them up until this point for whatever reason. But be very candid, very honest, and then really get into the emotions of the situation so that this person knows that, they may have done something wrong and that it's actually affected you, and it's a big deal. And you don't want them to do it again, but you also want to have a relationship with them, which leads to the Ten of Cups. So on the other side of this wall of healing that you may have up, on the other side of this is the rekindled relationship. And so if you can go through the emotions of it, if you can get into a space of willing to, deal with the pain, willing to live with it and go through it, if you are willing to get through that situation, then you'll be in a place of healing and rebuilding, and you guys may actually have a long-term lasting connection that you'll be appreciative of later on down the road. So get through the healing, and I feel like there's a great opportunity for the rekindling, rebuilding this relationship. And last, here we had the Ace of Pentacles reversed. And so this card is about your physical space, and it's about maybe even moving closer to this person. And so physically moving closer to this person might be on a table if you guys are willing to heal your relationship. So It might be a situation where you like literally move close to this person. But that could be down the road. That's not the main focus here. The main focus to me is this 10 of Cups here is about really saving and rebuilding and redoing this relationship on the other side of healing. So this 2 of Swords in the middle has a lot to do with you deciding to no longer blindfold yourself and no longer hold yourself back and allow this person to really know how you feel and how hurt you are and how hurt you continue to be, and that you need to have this conversation. You need to go through this with this person so that you can get back to a place of healing. You can get to a place of forgiveness for your own sake, not for them, not so you can get taken advantage of, but so that you can have your own healing and grow from there, so that you can finally have a much more stable and healthy relationship with your family or this close friend or this family member. And that's a big deal. So for your own healing, and eventually be willing to spend a lot of physical time with this person, spend time in person with this person, and maybe even down the road, there may be an opportunity for you to move closer to this person. So you guys may become neighbors or something down the line if you can get to the other side of this healing. So there's a great potential here for a great relationship, but it's not going to happen overnight. And it's not going to happen unless you're willing to have those deep conversations. So that's a big deal here. You know, you got to go through it if you're really going to heal this relationship. I'm Elijah SUNCARD 19. Thankfully, me read for you. Many blessings, love and light. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you share this video with other people. Have a good one. Peace.